Fire every day. We plant flowers and we don't have work. The reason why we are here today is that share should improve to give us employment. Our daughters, they are ready to work. They are graduates. Nothing is happening. When the private to employ our people, they put them at the gate. They give them a little change, and they are in our land, and we are suffering. Please, we are asking. Our health center is not completed. They should complete our project. They should do road for us. We don't have light. We don't have water. Please, we are calling on Shell to come and assist us. We need no good road, no light, nothing. This night is disturbing us. The sound we cannot hear. We are in different. We cannot hear. We are not hearing very well now because of the sound of that flame. The flame is disturbing us, changing the whole environment. We cannot get anything again. So we are calling upon the Shell.
Speaking, Coordinator Africa Coal Network said that the mandate of the non-governmental organization is to ensure that oil companies in the Niger Delta region operate in line with safety rules and to salvage host communities from both environmental and health degradation from oil multinational companies.
Create a narrative where gas is not green. We don't view it as a transition fuel that should be used for future systems for Africa. It's really grounded on the idea that gas will not foster development, but instead we're pushing for renewable energy in terms of a solutions-oriented approach. When we're looking at all the gas investment that have currently happened in Africa, there's very little development that we can speak of. Historically, we're looking at 600 million people without energy access as a result of the fossil fuel industry, and we cannot absolutely, we cannot create the method to which we're walking towards a path that is really governed by fossil fuels. Instead, we're looking for renewable energy, because what we are trying to do is to create a renewed vision for the people of Africa, one that would foster not only sustainability.
In Nigeria flare about 17.2 billion metric on natural gas per year, every per year. You can see it, it's on now, Ever since 1958 to date, this is what we record in our community. But in English, they say too much of everything is bad. So the kind of effect, the kind of devastated environment in Nigeria, in Niger Delta, is something that is called for attention, urgent attention. Why do I say so? People that study, research, they say that people live in this community, in Niger Delta, their life expectancy have dropped down to 41 years. What is the issue? This gas flaring have an increased risk of death. Our comrades here and local communities in the Niger Delta who have been suffering for environmental pollution without remediation or compensation. And now Shell wants to leave Niger Delta, leaving us with stranded assets, stranded community, and stranded personnel. And we are saying no to that. You cannot come to a man's house, use the house, living without fixing those things that you've done. So we are asking that they share with a morality. Let them fix Niger Delta, where you've used to collect money since 1956. It's ethical that you ensure compensation and do due diligence to remediation. So we are not asking too much. Niger Delta get the same resources from. We live in poverty. We live without nothing to show for. We are predominantly farmers and fishermen.
Delta State Governor Sharif Oboriwori says the state has achieved gender balance in the appointment of permanent secretaries, with 23 men and 17 women holding the positions. He made this statement in Asaba, the Delta State capital, during a courtesy visit by the Forum of Female Permanent Secretaries, led by Dr. Mini Oseji, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Environment. Governor Oboriwori expressed satisfaction with the performance of the permanent secretaries and urged them to continue their efforts in supporting his agenda, and assured that the state would continue to create a conducive work environment for civil servants and provide opportunities for their training and retraining to ensure maximum productivity. Oboriwori emphasized the importance of training, adding that if justified, approval will be given, adding that the forum was established in October 2021 to provide a platform for female permanent secretaries to discuss matters of common interest. She commended Governor Oboriwori for his people-centered projects executed around the state, across the states, including the provision of official cars for serving permanent secretaries and appealed for the provision of accommodation for 7 permanent secretaries, adding that experienced perennial floods for many years, causing them to relocate to other places while their houses submerged in the flood. Abia State government said it will on Thursday unveil the 1 billion naira in interest-free revolving loan scheme for 9,200 Abians from 184 wards in the state in the first phase of the program. The State Commissioner for Information and Culture, Oke Kano, who disclosed this while briefing journalists on the outcome of this week's Executive Council meeting presided by Governor Alex Oti, said that the 50 beneficiaries will be selected from each political ward in the state, adding that the scheme, which is an interventionist and empowerment program, would help the beneficiaries as well as have a positive effect on the state economy. He also said that the governor will officially unveil the disbursement of the loan through the Abia State Cooperative and Support Schemes to support micro-businesses operating in the state. Cardinal decried the rise in vandalism of public schools and property in the state, adding that such acts of vandalism must stop forthwith, and urged Presidents General of town unions, executives, and other stakeholders to take ownership of the public schools in their communities. Major drug cartel behind the production and distribution of deadly psychoactive substances, methamphetamine, popularly called Mkpuru, has been taken down by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency following the arrest of the leader of the syndicate, 42-year-old Joachim Chikode Mbono, and his associates in his mansion tucked in his Umomi village, Uzoba Ezemoni Autonomous Community in Ikedru local government area of Imo State. The cartel, with operational bases in Imo and River State, became a target of the agency following intelligence indicating it is responsible for the distribution of substantial quantity of methamphetamine in southeast and south-south and other parts of the country. Exhibits recovered from the house include 419 grams of methamphetamine, 750 grams of iodine, a precursor chemical for meth, and 500 grams of sodium bicarbonate, a precursor chemical for meth, 2 electronic weighing scales, and a pump-action gun with 4 cartridges. Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum and Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma has exonerated President Bola Tinubu from the current economic hardship ravaging the country, insisting that it will be unfair for anybody to blame the president, describing the biting hardship as a global phenomenon not limited to Nigeria. Uzodimma, who disclosed this in a statement when he came on a solidarity visit to the Secretariat of the APC in Abuja to commiserate with the national chairman of the ruling party, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, over the loss of his mother-in-law, and accompanied by Governors Basi Otu of Cross River, Lucky Ayedatiwa of Ondo, and Abiodun Oyebanji of Ekiti State, expressed optimism that APC would wrest power from the People's Democratic Party-led government in Edo State at the September 21 governorship election. The governor also disclosed that some of the APC governors would also monitor the polls in Edo and Ondo states to show solidarity for their governorship candidates. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has reintroduced the monthly environmental sanitation in the state. The State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokumbo Wahab, who disclosed this, said that the State Executive Council has also given its approval for the introduction of the monthly exercise, and the sanitation would commence in July. The government said that the exercise, which used to be held for 3 hours on the last Saturday of every month with restrictions on movement, needed to go to pave the way for a much-needed reform. This is coming after the former Commissioner for Information and Strategy. Those states have approached the state high court sitting in Ondo town in the states to challenge the sale of their farmlands at Olua Forest Reserve in Odigbo local government area of the state by the state government. According to the concerned farmers under the auspices of Olua Forest Reserve farmers, the land measuring 2,000 hectares was sold to a foreign company while the certificate of occupancy had been issued to the buyer, rendering thousands of concerned farmers jobless. In the suit filed by their counsel, Tope Temokun, on Tuesday, the court was asked to declare the action of the government in selling the land illegal. Abiodun has warned kidnappers and other criminals to stop the menace, adding that his administration will use all means available to chase them out of the state. Abiodun gave the warning on Tuesday when he received officers and men of the State Police Command who rescued a Nigerian and 3 Indian nationals kidnapped at Leson around Shagam Benin Expressway last week. The governor, who acknowledged the gallant efforts of the policemen in rescuing the kidnapped victims, said his administration has put in place measures that would make the state too hot for criminals to operate. Abiodun, while commending the police for the string of successes recorded since the beginning of the year, said that this would give investors and residents the confidence they need to live and invest in the state, as peace and security is the key enabler of socio-economic development of a society. He also said that the recent award as the Governor of the Year in the state security further underscored the fact that his administration's initiatives, investments, and support for security agencies have been acknowledged. Federal government, Nigerians affected. Affected by conflicts and address the humanitarian crisis caused by internal displacements across the country. The Vice President stated this at the groundbreaking ceremony of the resettlement community in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State. He also said that Zamfara, Niger, and Kaduna, adding that the goal is to break the cycle of violence and displacement that has plagued various parts of the country for years. Vice President of Nigeria. Additionally, Kaduna State Governor Obasani said that his
settlement scheme for persons impacted by conflict is a timely intervention not only to construct residencies, roads, schools, and essential facilities for victims of conflict, but also to offer them a dignified environment to live and to dream. This resettlement scheme is more than just bricks and mortar. It is a symbol of our collective will to heal as a nation that has endured too much. It is an opportunity for each of us to come together and review. It is a call to action. It was an eruption of conflict in one part of the
private entities to alleviate the suffering of victims and families affected by the drone attack. He mentioned the construction of a 6-kilometer road, a skill acquisition center, and a clinic to cater to the medical needs of the people.
Today is a day of joy because we are about to set the stage for the transformation of this community. Since the unfortunate incident, we have supported the victims, their families, and members of the community with relief materials. We are constructing a 6-kilometer asphaltic road to Tudimbiri village. This road, when completed, will open Tudimbiri village, link it to other communities, boost agriculture in the area, and ease movement of persons and goods. Similarly, a skill acquisition.
For MedSCO, we are feel somehow to go to far away to look for what we need before we have it. We can feel happy because we people don't start to make everything clear for us.
That village. That time we don't have road. If you want to go and selling something for market, no road. The government told that no, you help us to do road for them. We are happy now.
President Tinubu's commitment to not only provide temporary relief, but also to ensure the long-term rehabilitation and reintegration of affected communities. Chesi community in Kulani district of Balanga local government area of Gombe State have been struck by an outbreak of an unidentified disease, resulting in 12 deaths and over 50 residents hospitalized. Medical doctors Israel James and Yakubu Meina, who disclosed this, while addressing the press, said that the disease is not cholera and blood and water samples have been taken to determine the nature of the illness, stressing that more than 30 patients are bedridden with symptoms including severe headaches, high fever, jaundice, and stomach pain. The doctors also advised the community to report any suspicious symptoms to the health center established at Chesi Primary School. This is coming after Alhaji Musa Buba, the member representing Balanga North constituency at the Gombe State House of Assembly, donated drugs and consumables worth over 1.5 million naira to the Chesi community development. Leadership of the All Progressive Congress in Kano State have expressed conviction that the new Nigeria People's Party will be rejected by the people of Kano in 2027, following the political crisis rocking the state. The APC statement was in response to an earlier report quoting the Kano NNPP chairman, Hashimu Dongarua, saying that the Kano Emirate crisis will cost President Bola Tinubu re-election in 2025. It has been embroiled as crisis since May 24th, 2024, when Governor Abba Yusuf reinstated Muhammadu Sanusi as the Emir of Kano. The development followed the repeal of the 2019 Kano Emirate law, leading to the removal of the 15th Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, and his occupants in Bichi, Karaye, Rano, and Gaya. This is becoming after 5 emirs sacked by Yusuf were installed in 2020 by immediate past government, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, and the matter has become a legal issue as the deposed 15th Emir of Kano has rejected his removal. You're watching a transition on Atlantic Television Network. We'll return shortly after this break. Please stay tuned.
From the line across the ocean, to the land beyond the mountains. Through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings on The Fact Today, only on ATN.
Driver, why you just dey jack us up and down like this now?
I hope nobody carry belle o.
Why you ask o?
Because this road wey you dey see so, e no guarantee safe delivery o.
Welcome back to Transition on Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. Senators have advised the federal government to follow the due process in implementing the Steve Orosanye Committee report, which recommended the scrapping and merging of many ministries, parastatals, agencies, commissions, and boards in order to cut the cost of governance. This is coming after the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu last February directed the implementation of the report, though till date there has yet to be released a list of scrapped or merged agencies effective from the date the directive said that due process required the President to first forward to the National Assembly a comprehensive documentation of the agencies to be scrapped or merged for the repeal of the zone. When signed by President Bola Tinubu, Barrow, who sponsored the bill in the 10th Senate, said that all was set to transmit the bill to the presidency for assent, having been passed by the upper and lower legislative chambers. A statement by his media aide, Ismail Mudashiru, in Abuja, Barrow said that lawmakers derived comfort in President Tinubu's passion for the transformation of the country, and bills passed in line with that posture shall have no issues with presidential assent. According to Barrow, the 7 states in the Northwest would have their challenges addressed when the bill becomes an act, stressing that Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, Jigawa, Sokoto, and Zamfara will not only be infrastructurally developed, but the insecurity will gradually melt down for agricultural activities to reboot in the zone that was called. House of Representatives have advised the federal government to suspend the implementation of the Samoa Agreement over the alleged lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender clause. This is coming after the legislative chamber redirected its Committee on National Planning to investigate the agreement within 4 weeks and report back for further legislative action. The House resolution was sequel to a motion of urgent public importance brought on the floor of the Green Chambers by the Minority Leader Aliu Madaki and 87 others during plenary, adding that the Samoa Agreement is the overarching legal framework for the Union's relations with 79 countries, including 48 African, 16 Caribbean, and 15 Pacific countries. Reacting to the development, the federal government denied the claim, stressing that Nigeria has existing legislation against same-sex relationships. House of Representatives have mandated its committees on petroleum resources, downstream and midstream, to investigate the return of fuel queues in the country's service stations and profile lasting solutions to the importance moved at Tuesday, as well as disruption of production of the product. The mandates of the committees also include probing the indiscriminate issuance of licenses and importation of refined petroleum products, allegedly return of PMS price intervention, allegation of product unavailability to marketers from NNPC retail, as well as endless shifting of timelines for refinery rehabilitation and the nefarious activities of petrol depots. The committee will also conduct a legislative forensic investigation into the presence of middlemen in trading, indiscriminate issuance of licenses, as well as unavailability of laboratories to check adulterated products, influx of contaminated products into the country, including the allegations of non-domestication of profits realized from crude marketing sales in local banks, abuse of the PFI regime, and importation of products already being produced in Nigeria, and use of international trading companies to resell fuel stock to local refineries. The bill seeking the creation of 74 seats for women in the federal parliament passed the second reading in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. The bill sponsoring National Assembly elapses and is subject to review every 16 years, and also proposes to alter the Section 91 of the Constitution to provide for 3 special seats reserved exclusively for women in the state houses of assembly. Leading the debate, a member representing Lavun Mokwa Edafil Federal Constituency, Niger State, and co-sponsor of the bill, Joshua Garia, said that the proposed law will address the profound imbalance and the underrepresentation of women in the National Assembly and at subnational levels, adding that even though the Constitution guarantees equal rights and representation of women in the legislature have been low. On his part, the minority leader of the House, Kingsley Chinda, supported the bill, saying the Parliament needs to correct the deficiency. Federal government has pledged to pay the 36-month salary arrears owed some teachers of Unity colleges. The Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mahman, who disclosed this on the sidelines of a 3-day EdTech conference organized by MasterCard Foundation in Abuja, said that 1,800 teachers of Unity colleges are being owed salary arrears and other allowances for 3 years. Mahman said that the files of the affected teachers were already personnel information system desk of the ministry. Registrar of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, Professor Ishak Oloyede, has warned tertiary institutions, especially universities, to stop admission of underage persons, describing the development as illegal. Oloyede made the assertion at the opening of the 7th Biennial Conference of since it was regular and illegal. Professor Ibrahim Gambari, former Chief of Staff to the President, urged the pro-chancellors to make plan of actions on how they could make their institutions as competent and attractive as federal and private university outlets owners association has advised the federal government to set up a war council to tackle the continued occurrence of fuel scarcity in the country. Gillis Harry, who disclosed this on the recurrence of fuel queues in Nigeria, in Abuja and surrounding states, said that Nigerians had continued to groan over long fuel queues in major cities in the country since last week, amid the assurance of Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to tackle the challenge in the coming days. Billy Gillis Harry, the president of the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association, said that the Nigerian government should set up a war council to tackle the continued occurrence of the fuel scarcity in the country. Stressing that the establishment of a war council goes a long way in solving the problem of fuel queues in Nigeria. Nigerian Labour Congress is appealing to the National Assembly to liaise with the Tripartite Committee